Hey guys, what's up? I'm Sean. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're here to finish off the video on the GT350. So a little bit of background as to why I bought the car. For those of you who aren't familiar, there is an event called All 4 Day at Bandimere Speedway here in Denver, Colorado. That's the first place where I saw one of these cars in person in the Avalanche Gray. And as soon as I saw it, I knew that I wanted the car. So I sourced this one from Heller Ford out in El Paso, Illinois. But that all being said, this car was a buyback. So the reason that it was a buyback is I guess the previous owner was having problems with oil consumption, which was a big deal for me as far as purchasing the car. But upon a inspection from Ford, they did go on to say that the motor in the car was fine, but they did have to restore a lot of things back on this car to stock for them to be willing to stand by the warranty. Now some of those things on this car per the Ford's Oasis report was full exhaust, an oil catch can, the car was tuned, had a short throw shifter on it, different wheels, different sway bars, and subframe stiffeners. And it was bought back on the 1st of November of 2019 for oil consumption. Now some of that is controversial, buying a car that is an oil consumption motor. Everybody knows about GT350's motors going on them, which for me, one of the biggest things was making sure that I could find a car that did still have warranty on it, and one that Ford would stand behind. So as far as this car goes, Ford has assured me multiple different times that they will stand by the warranty even though this car was a buyback. But being that it was a buyback, they said because they were sort of as close to stock as they could get it, that they would stand by it. So what's on this car in particular is, as far as warranty goes, is the 3-year 36,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty and the 5-year at 60,000 miles for the powertrain. And upon purchase of this car, you get an additional year of both. So that's where we stand as far as warranty goes. I've only had the car for 2 weeks now, and as far as drivability goes and oil consumption, I haven't seen any problems. The oil was changed prior to me buying the car back in May, I think on the 28th, but I didn't have any paperwork on that. So I just took the car in this Tuesday to Phil Long Ford here in Colorado Springs to have the oil changed, just so I had something on paper. All right, and as far as some of the things that were left on the car upon purchasing it from Heller Ford was the side marker conversion. The previous owner had those side markers converted to LEDs. Typically they're halogen bulbs, so just to give it a better, crisper look. This car is also sitting on Ford Performance lowering springs. It's kind of hard to get in there and see without this car being on the lift. The windows were tinted as well, and if you go around to the back, you can see that the previous owner did have the wicker bill from, I think it's ZL1 Performance installed on the car. So that will be going back on the car. I just haven't got around to ordering it yet, seeing as how I've only had the car for 2 weeks. And then as far as when I was looking for this car, I wanted something to make myself stand out a little bit more than everybody else. So the Avalanche Gray with this stripe package is something that I was looking for, but one of the other big things for me was having the factory painted black roof from Ford. Along with that, for those of you guys who aren't aware on GT350s, is these cars come in 2 packages prior to the 2017 model, being the track package and then the technology package. With this car being a 2017, the track package started to come as a standard, so the only thing I had to opt for was the technology package, which this car is. And as far as performance parts go, or just aesthetics go for the car, the previous owner has knocked out a lot of those things for me. So the only thing I had to do was actually fill in the Shelby lettering at the bottom of the splitter. But since I've had the car, the letters and the battery have been the only two things I've had to do. This car was sitting for a long time, so the battery did have a dead cell in it. So we've replaced that and haven't had any other problems from the car. And then as far as moving forward with this car goes, once that warranty is expired, the plan is to go the Fat House Performance route, turn this into a twin turbo build, and I'm looking to do the 1000R package. And as far as other projects go in the garage, this is a Fox body. For those of you guys who care to see about that, please let us know in the comments.